I wanted to address the elephant in the room now, going back to Darren again. So if people aren't aware, Darren, you guys
we should spend some time talking about that. Now, everyone needs to see the movie My Stupid Tribute Band to get the full gamut and rainbow of colors, because you actually have your crew interviewing everyone in the band. You're talking to like people who work for Live Nation. You're talking to friends and family who everyone's trying to get a hold of Darren because this important these messages were sitting on someone's answering machine about AC/DC, calling to, who's this guy Darren? We need to fly him to Atlanta. Please call us back. And everyone's like, where the fuck is Darren, kind of thing. But yeah, we should talk about this, but everyone needs to see the movie again. So Dave, your question was?
Yeah. The question is, you catch the attention of AC/DC. I mean, talk about the highest honor if you're in a tribute band. You're contacted by AC/DC. They want to fly out your singer to audition because Brian Johnson has hearing issues in like 2016. Can't finish the tour, an AC/DC tour, massive. Can't finish the tour. They're desperate for a singer. They discover
Live Nation
Darren.
Tour. Live Nation.
Yeah, they discover Darren. They hear about Darren. They fly him out, and you actually go with him. So,
hell yeah!
So
I was gonna miss that.
Yeah. So you're actually and he auditions with the band. This is not send us a tape kind of thing or whatever. He actually performs with AC/DC in a rehearsal room, and you're there. So, I was curious to know, in such close proximity, was there any mannerisms or any personality traits about the guys in the band that you would only be aware of if you spend time in close quarters with them that you never knew about as just a fan of the band?
They're
good question.
Yeah, very good question. They're a very, very tight family. They're all about family, and they're a very loyal group. Angus had his wife with him, and I got to spend some time with Ellen. And she told me she was there on that tour supporting him because it was right after Malcolm died. Mm-hmm. And he really missed, family being around. So he asked that, she join him. Being in the same room and watching Angus play his guitar, he is truly a guitar god. I've never heard a guitar sound like it sounded when he picked up that guitar, and just with his vibrato and his touch, it just blew me away.
I don't think it gets talked about enough. Let's dwell on this for just a couple more minutes.
Okay.
He is a master blues guitar player. You take it from there.
Yeah, a real soulful. I mean, it's all blues based. All the songs are blues based.
Of course. But he could be in the Rolling Stones, and he could play with Freddie King, and he could go.
Yeah.
He's a blues man.
Yeah, for sure.
Who just plays louder than fuck.
Right, yeah. Right. And he's got a nice swing to his playing that I really love. And but yeah, the guys were just so nice and so kind. And we wanted to be professional. This was a professional opportunity, so we couldn't geek out and be fans. And I talk about this in the documentary, and they rewarded us because they treated us like their peers. They wanted to know about us. They were asking us about the band. They're asking us about, the venues we play at. Angus was asking about, my amp and my guitar and stuff. And it was just, wow. It was just amazing, and they really made us feel comfortable, because we were really excited and really nervous,
Sure.
But another thing I'll tell you about meeting these guys.
It's beautiful that they did what I call, they let you in.
Yeah, they did.
Because of your honesty. They just let you in all the way. They opened the door and they just let you have it.
Yeah, it was tremendous. And another thing about meeting those guys is that they were all kind of rattled. They'd never been in a situation like this before. Here they are. They had to shut down in Atlanta. They're at the Four Seasons Hotel. They had 20 huge dates left, 10 in Europe and 10 in the United States. These are big arenas like Texas Stadium here, 60 to 1,000 seat, 100,000 seat arenas.
Yeah.
So, and they didn't know what was going to happen, and you could hear it in their voices, and
Wow.
they were nervous, you know. And Angus told me, he said, I have never missed a show. He said, I don't want to miss these shows. I got to make something happen. And that's why you guys are here.
Can you imagine just having to find a place to park all the semis? Okay, stop. Brian's going home, and you've got like 20 semis with PA and staging, and what do we do?
Right.
Are all those drivers and gear and everybody crew, are they on retainer the whole time?
I believe they all were, yeah.
Crazy how much money that they were kind of lose. Well, they weren't losing because it was a Live Nation bought and paid for. But the band was trying to make up those dates by doing exactly what you're talking about in the inner sanctum. By the way, where was this undisclosed rehearsal taking place? These auditions? In Atlanta, but where?
It was right outside Atlanta. They had to stay downtown at the Lowe's Hotel, and it was about a 15-minute ride. It was a professional studio, and please forgive me, I can't remember the name of it.
That's okay.
It was the Black Crowes studio, I know, that they always rehearsed at. Let me tell you, we walked into that room. It was a huge, one of the biggest rehearsal rooms I've ever seen in my life. And it was this big set of double doors. And that's when it hit me that we were really with AC/DC. I mean, Angus and Malcolm, or Steve Young, I gotta say, they each had 8 full 100-watt stacks on each side of the drums. And it was, every amp was on, and it was the loudest sound I've ever heard in my life when they played.
They warned you though, didn't they?
Wow.
Yeah, they did. And I can't even describe to you how loud it was. I mean, it was the loudest sound I've ever heard.
No wonder Brian had hearing issues.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, but that's, Angus wants to feel it. And man, when he hit that first chord, you can feel those waves traveling through your body, you know? And
yeah.
After all these years, you just had to keep turning it up a little bit, you know, but their stage volume is damn ridiculous.
Wow.
It was really cool. It was really cool.
I bet.
So how sworn to secrecy are you at this point? I mean, give us a sense of the degree to which you are bound to secrecy. What are they telling you before they fly you out? As far as you can't tell anybody, you know.
Yeah.
You weren't. You were not in the room during, like, while Darren was singing. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was too painful. It was too loud, and plus, I thought it would have been weird to be standing in the room while they're rehearsing. I didn't want to do that to them.
Right,
you know,
kind of a weird body
right.
part kind of thing. That's not.
Right. It was cool, and they said, you know, if you want to go in and check on them, you know, you're welcome to do that. But I just stood outside the room. And then Darren was with the band, and even outside the room, it was ridiculous. But they started, Angus said to Darren, said, okay, what song you want to start with? And they had the rock or bust set list on stage, and Darren said, you know, let's just start with Hell's Bells. That was their opener. And they just went straight down the list. You know, we thought it was going to be a 3 or 4 song audition. When they prepped us, they said, hey, you know, we don't know what's going to happen. You know, Angus is going to call the shots. Just roll with it. He said, expect probably minimum of 3 or 4 songs, and then anything after that, you're in bonus territory.
I was hearing all about these auditions, and I actually submitted some songs. I know some people and who knew some of their people, and so there was a list, and there was actually a lot of people kind of gunning for me around here and out in Los Angeles that knew people at their management and stuff like that. Of course, nothing ever happened with it. But the point is, my ear was to the fucking ground, you know, because I was worried about one of my favorite bands of all time, and Brian, and what was to transpire. You know, I was hearing rumors about Axl even that early, but the information that seemed to be the most truthful that I accepted. I was like, oh, okay, and it was the fact that everybody that they did roll through only got to do 3.5 songs. Tell
so,
us
so you're
about
saying
what.
Darren? You said Darren made it to bonus territory.
Tell us about
how
it's-
deep into bonus territory?
it's in the movie. It's in the movie. So I mean, we're kind of blowing it a little bit, but you gotta see the fucking movie because it's coming from the horse's mouth. But I mean, I feel like, was it like, okay, you know, they do 3 songs, and it's like, if I was a fly on the wall in my mind, I'm like, Darren's like, you know, okay, I need a smoke. Angus, it was nice to meet you. It was, hey, all you guys, I'm honored. I'm gonna go smoke a fucking cigarette. Oh my God, I love you. I'm not fanboying out. See you later. This was the best time of my life. And is it true that Angus was like, well, don't you want to play some more?